Hello, my name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution and passwords. The Electronic Frontier Foundation and the American Civil Liberties Union filed a case that will likely be heard by the Supreme Court this year, and it is related to a question about the Fifth Amendment rights of an individual related to passwords. So a lot of TV shows that you see about Law and Order, they have procedurals where they talk about someone taking the Fifth Amendment, which means their right against self-incrimination. So this case is really about a question to say that if someone is caught up in a criminal case, can prosecutors ask for someone to give up their password, and if they do, is that something that the person can object to under the Fifth Amendment? So part of this case as well is talking about the challenges that law enforcement have about getting data from cell phones from people. So actually this is a pretty good case because different courts in different places in different states have come down on different opinions about this. So I think recently in Wisconsin they had a case, or they had a legislation passed saying that someone needs like a search warrant to be able to look at someone's phone. And then I can't remember, Oregon or some other state said that they didn't need it. So being able to get some clarification beyond that about if having or asking for someone's password is against their Fifth Amendment right, I think is a really interesting one. The thing that is really curious, or that I'm curious to see about this case, is how it really explains the technology and how it explains how this should work in cases going forward. Because as we're seeing, there's a push with a lot of companies to either get rid of passwords altogether, or if you're using a biometric marker like your face or your thumbprint, you are the password. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how this definitely plays out. In the evidence type of sense, when someone captures a cell phone of someone, they can, if they want, they can either have special software or send it to a company that can actually crack the phone, which is can be expensive depending on how many phones you're trying to crack. The law enforcement can put in document requests or subpoena information from different like telephone companies, internet service providers, app providers to get the information, but that is not as expensive, but it takes a lot longer. So they're really trying to get clarification on the password situation. I know that some people think it's a non-issue, but it is a question that's been asked a lot that a lot of people want clarification on. So I would really like to see, again, some clarification on the technology, about how cell phones work. Definitely talking about, what would a situation be if the person didn't have a number or letter password? Like what if their password were either a pattern, or like I said, a password would be sort of some biological marker about an individual. So this particular case is Roberts versus New Jersey, and it has been posted as a case that hopefully will be heard by the Supreme Court of the United States this year. So thank you.